Hi, I'm LuAnn Aiken with Tagawa Gardens here in Centennial, Colorado, and the snow is on the roof. The birds are still singing because the storm has gone past, but we do need to think a little bit about how to feed the birds in the wintertime. And for that, I have come to Christy, who is our bird feeding authority, expert, queen. Poobah, what do you like?
Poobah sounds
Poobah
fun.
is good. Poobah is fun. She's going to walk us through some of the basic tips of how and to best feed the birds, how to attract the birds now that winter is here. What do you think? Where do I start? I just moved here and I don't know how to feed the birds in the winter, how to keep them happy.
The key thing is to make sure that you get a bird feeder that will accommodate the seeds that you have, and also what birds are in your backyard. For your smaller birds, you want to do the Niger, smaller beak, and this would be a good bird feeder for
And it
Niger.
takes a special feeder to feed something that small.
Yes, the smaller holes. Okay. And then you have your high oil content foods as your sunflower chips, your sunflowers, and safflower. And then you get a bird feeder for that.
And let's just look before you go on. Let's look at this is a special feeder that can really accommodate that
seeds,
size seed.
Exactly. And you want to make sure that it's easy to open, easy to fill, so that when you go out in the cold, it's like, I'm out of here.
In your mittens.
Yes,
in your mittens.
Exactly.
Okay.
So these are easy to fill. The other key thing is to make sure you have water.
Okay.
So this is a heated, let me get this out of the way first. This is a heated bird bath. It comes on when the temperature is at a certain degree. It's not going to run consistent.
Okay.
Right. So it's got a thermostat in it. Then you also have a water wiggler. If you have a regular bird bath, you can put a heater
without
in there.
A plug accessible.
A separate heating element. Or you can do the water wiggler, which will keep water moving. The other thing that's strongly recommended in the wintertime is a high energy food, which would be your suet.
This almost looks good enough to eat, but we don't want to.
You don't want to eat
not
that.
So much us.
Right, and this one's good for flickers and woodpeckers because they like to rest their tail on here while they're feeding. Exactly.
Again, a suet feeder there.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
We have peanut feeders. You can
Who's going to eat the peanuts?
Blue jays and
loud,
squirrels.
beautiful blue jays.
Squirrels. And that'll keep them away from your other bird seeds if you feed them. Give them a nice, easy access source for food.
So you're outsmarting them. You're giving the blue jays something they really want in hopes that they'll stay away.
Right, and the squirrels something
let the little
that they
birds.
like.
Okay.
So here's another suet feeder.
And that's a big wad, a big ball?
Big balls of suet.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And then we also have plugs.
Pull that off,
which are fun.
And how do you feed? What do you do with the suet? Just
There's
stuff
logs,
it in there?
Yep.
Oh,
and you can make your own suet too if you're crafty enough. This one's a fun thing for the squirrel.
Yeah, it looks like a squirrel funhouse. And if people don't want to decide, they want to keep it simple, we have some really beautiful mixes too.
This one's got nuts and berries in it. Again, high calorie. The fruit is going to give them extra calories also. And now that the fruit, and the food source is slowing down, you know, they like to eat off of the bushes and the shrubs that have berries, but once those berries are gone, then this is a nice fill-in for them. This again is for your smaller birds with the smaller, another mix. This one has your sunflower chips and Niger. And so again, nice high calorie food content for them. This one is a good one because all the all the seeds have been hulled, so you don't get that mess at the bottom of your feeder. And it won't germinate because there's no hull on there to protect the seed. So when it hits the ground, you don't get all those germinating that you can get with other seeds.
And one last word about keeping things clean.
Very important. If you get snow and your seed is wet, make sure you dump it because that can cause problems for the birds. It can get them sick. Yep, it gets moldy. It's a waste of the bird's energy to eat a seed that's no longer got that high oil content. That's another thing too about goldfinches. If they're not eating the Niger, it's possible that the Niger has lost its oil content. And so dump it out and start over.
Okay. There are so many options and so many birds that love to spend their winter in Colorado. We just have to make it worth their while.